Baldur's Gate 3 attempted something almost no one else would even dare, offering practically unlimited freedom in how you can conduct yourself and having one of its central characters be a victim of sexual abuse. And where this can go wrong in so many ways, Larian has masterfully integrated important lessons about this extremely sensitive subject and combined it with the fantasy elements of Faerun. In fact, one of the most overlooked yet brilliant narrative devices in this game is the naming behind the status effects you both receive from allowing him to bite you, the bloodless and happy conditions, as the penalty you receive to saving throws represents the physical and energetic toll of supporting a survivor in crisis. And by forcing this debuff on you, the game is able to systemize the reality of being a support system for someone with deep trauma, and the happy buff that Astarion receives is a direct reflection of the debuff you just received, which makes the act of caring a literal exchange of vitality rather than a hollow dialogue choice. Because Astarion's trauma is rooted in 2 centuries of having his bodily autonomy violated, the scene where he first tries to bite you is pivotal because of how he feeds. To him, blood was something to be stolen from victims or forcibly given as a means of control. So if you choose to let him feed, you rewrite his understanding of intimacy, and this confuses him because he doesn't have the framework to comprehend generosity without strings attached. And because he doesn't understand how consent works, if you don't interrupt him, he'll go too far and kill you. And so, because the player has to set the terms in order to survive the encounter, it allows Astarion to experience feeding as a consensual shared act rather than a violation, which helps him to reclaim the very act that was used to enslave him. In one of the game's many brilliant optional moments, it creates a counter-test to the privacy of the Bite Knight during your public confrontation with Oraj O'Bloodra in Act 2. Where the nightly feedings were a private negotiation of boundaries, the Oraj interactions test whether you respect Astarion's bodily autonomy when there's a clear external reward on the line. He's physically repulsed by Oraj's blood, and forcing him to bite her for the sake of a stat boost mirrors Cazador's treatment of him as a tool for power. So supporting his refusal here validates the lesson that his body belongs to him and not the party's utility. And the approval you gain here is massively symbolic, because it proves to him that your respect for his consent holds firm even when it's inconvenient for you.